folks, how are you doing? It's nice to have you back on my YouTube channel. Today, once again, I'm gonna show you how you can make money trading on the stock exchange, so do watch this video up to the end. In the description below this video, you will find a link to my Telegram channel, where you can ask me any questions. Besides, you will find a link to my private Telegram channel, where I share my daily trading signals. Send me a direct message in my private Telegram channel and get my personal link for PocketOption registration, which will give you a 50% bonus on your deposit. Now, let's go to PocketOption and have a look at how I made money this time. I traded the Swiss franc exchange currency pair Japanese yen. The transaction amount was 5% of the initial deposit. As you remember, such a percentage minimizes the risk of losing money in the balance. I remind you that the candles on the chart are equal to 30 seconds of real time. After looking at the chart, I opened the trade to move higher, the amount of which is $300 and the duration is 1 minute. Today I used the Boost Power indicator again, which, according to the idea of its creator, should work in tandem with Bear's Power. But I use it in conjunction with the Williams percent range indicator. And if you had watched my past videos, you could have seen that such collaboration has already brought me profit. This time the line of the Boost Power indicator, despite the decline in quotations, was in a horizontal position and sought to grow. Thus, the power of buyers began to increase, and this just indicates a possible price increase. The same idea was reinforced by the finding of quotes at the lower limit of the downtrend indicator, and the previous price bounces from it. Like that, calmly, the first trade brings me $276. Despite the incorrect use of the Boost Power indicator, it continues to please us. The quotes, however, could not even reach the middle line of the downtrend indicator and rolled back. Against this background, I opened the trade to move lower, the amount of which was $300 and the duration is 1 minute. I think you noticed that before opening the trade, the Boost Power indicator line was looking down. And this is with the upward trend of the price, which indicated a decrease in the strength of buyers and was a signal for me about a possible decline in quotations. But of course, the main indicator for the adoption of such a decision was a significant rebound in quotations from its local maximum and subsequent price fluctuations. After all, a decision based only on the data of the Boost Power indicator cannot be made because, as I said before, it must necessarily work in conjunction with the Bear's Power indicator. But in general, the indicator did not let me down, and I make a profit of $276. What I want to note in trading on the stock exchange is the opportunity to work in almost any conditions. There would only be the internet, that's all. You cannot rush anywhere. Meanwhile, I have opened a new trade, now moving higher, the amount of which is $300 for 1 minute. This decision was influenced by the totality of information from both the Boost Power indicator and the Williams percent range, namely the Boost Power indicator line, despite the pullback of quotes, continued to look up, thereby giving me a signal about the increasing power of buyers who are able just to take quotes up. Similarly, the line of the Williams percent range indicator, being in the oversold zone, crossed the 80 level and exited it, and this, in turn, is a clear signal about the possible growth of quotations. This trade in general took place as I expected just before its completion made me worry, but nevertheless it brought me $276 of profit. After that transaction is completed, you can safely do any business that is absolutely unrelated to trading. It will not do any harm to new transactions unless, of course, you do not hurry later. And so I opened another trade to move down, the amount of which unchanged is $300 and the expiration time is 1 minute. Here the situation was not easy, and now, together with the data from the Boost Power indicator, I took into account the data from the downtrend indicator, for the reason that the Boost Power and Williams percent range data were opposite, and so the Boost Power line, with the active growth of quotations, began to go into a horizontal position, which gave me a signal about the decrease in the activity of buyers and, as a result, a possible decline in quotations. At the same time, the price could not reach the upper limit of the downtrend indicator, which gave me a signal about the absence in the nearest future of opportunities for the quotations growth. It seemed that these are trifles, and they added another $276 to my balance. By the way, another interesting feature of my use of the Bill's power indicator is that the developer created it for a time interval equal to 1 day, and I work on a 30-second interval. But in interaction with other indicators, the information coming from it allows you to make a profit. I'm opening another trade after a short break for a move below, for the amount is $300 for 1 minute. In this decision, I took into account the data from the Bill's power indicator line, of which, with the active growth of quotations, has already made a reversal and started its decline. This was a clear signal for me about a possible decline in quotations. At the same time, both the middle line of the downtrend indicator and its upper border began to occupy a horizontal position, which was for me also a signal about the imminent end of the uptrend. The line on the Williams percent range indicator was in the overbought zone, moving strictly in the horizontal position, and unfortunately it did not give clear signals. But this data was enough for me to receive now $267, which was the result of a decrease in the percent payout by 1%. This is the end of my trading session, and I'm ready to talk about the results. Today I've been trading leisurely, multitasking, doing other things during the session. And I made 5 successful trades that brought me a total of $1,371. I have shown here again how you can make a profit using indicators that shouldn't have worked on these time frames. At the same time, the data should be double-checked with other tools. This is what you've watched me do as well. I have shown you that you can keep making a profit even if you are being distracted from the trading. And the dramatic thing is to be in no rush then. It is essential that you carefully assess the current market situation before entering a trade. Overall, I recommend you to use the indicators that you can read. They reduce the risks and make it possible for you to make a profit long term. I would like to encourage you guys to keep trading binary options because, as we can see, the analysis techniques are super simple here. And before we say goodbye, in the description below this video, you will find a link to my Telegram channel where you can ask me any questions you have. You will also find a link to my private Telegram channel where I share my daily trading signals. And more, if you direct message me on my private Telegram channel, you will receive a personal link to the PocketOption registration, which will give you a whopping 50% bonus to your deposit for free. Now, dear friends, this is a pretty nice offer, and I do hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for being with me all this time. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please like it, subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you don't miss a thing. That's about all for today. Good luck in the market. Take care, folks, and see you soon in the next video.